sis. We is tizzniee back on the tizzniee. Roll the intro.
Yeah. Shout out to Christmas.
Okay, babies, I know y'all like, are my eyes deceiving me? Is there a new video on the CoffeeCreamGirl channel? Is the quality better than the last time that I've seen her? Is she in a blonde wig? The answer to all of those questions, honey bun, yes. I'm so excited to be back with you guys. 2018 was a year. I see a tweet on Twitter and it was like, I'm not saying that 2018 beat me up, but sis got hands. No, seriously. The Lord has been working on me, but we not here, you know, maybe in the future we'll talk about what happened this year and how your girl got beat up, but this is not that video. We are going into 2019 with a refreshed and a renewed mindset, and I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I know y'all seeing like, girl, sis, what's the tea? Everything looks so different. Yeah, you know, got a few lines, got a little background, you know what I'm saying? Got into my graphic designer bag, and you know, I've been working, doing my own stuff. So my channel is gonna be, the content on my channel is gonna be changing just a little bit, and I'm really just adding like more tech videos. For you guys that already know me, you guys know that I do graphic design, coffee shop graphics, and I'm gonna start doing a few videos on just how to up your YouTube graphics, editing videos, and even stuff for girls that own businesses. We're not even gonna talk about, you know, what's here to come in the new year. I had to get on this channel. Y'all, to make sure that every single person that follows me has their minds right going into 2019. I know that people love to, you know, oh yeah, it's gonna be my year, it's gonna be my year, but if you haven't taken the time to self-reflect, write down your goals, what it is that you're trying to achieve for the year, then trust sis, your year is going to be the exact same as 2018, 2020 is going to be the same as 2019, 2021 is going to be the same as 2020. The way that your year changes is if your mindset changes, y'all. And when I tell y'all that that is the biggest changes that I have to show for 2018 is my mindset and what I look for in life, what I look for in myself, and not comparing myself to anybody, but being in my own lane, in my own bag. I actually spoke at an event yesterday, Moving Forward, Thank You Next, and I want to thank all of the babes who came out to support me and support all of the other great speakers. But I did like a little, you know, little speech or whatever that I kind of prepared, and I thought it would be a really great idea for me to record that and put it on my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna be giving y'all some goals and some God, okay? So, everybody has goals going into the new year, and of course goals shouldn't be something that are necessarily for the new year. It should be something that you're always doing. But whenever you make a goal, you have to write your goals down, and not just what you're trying to achieve, but all of the steps that take for you to achieve that goal. I know a lot of people are like, you know, I know what I'm going to do in my head, I know what I'm going to do in my head, but if you never take the time to actually write it out and plan it out, you'll find yourself frustrated, distracted, and sometimes deterred from your initial vision. Writing your goals down not only holds you accountable, but it also makes it easier for you to find other people to hold you accountable throughout the year. So I just kind of wanted to talk about the importance of writing your goals down and really what God's plan is for all of us. I have a little bit of scripture and a little bit of motivation, so I'm gonna just kind of give it all to y'all in the normal Alice fashion. Cool bit, right? So when we think about planning on a biblical level, of course everybody's favorite verse is Jeremiah 29:11, which is, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you a hope and a new future. So a plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something, an intention or a decision about what one is going to do. And that is such a key thing to me. It's a decision, like, and a lot of people say, you know, oh, I decided, but when you really decide and set your heart after what God has for you and the plans that He has for you, and those visions and those goals that have always been in your heart, and chasing those dreams down that you have to decide. And that is a one-day thing of really saying, I'm gonna go after this thing fully and wholeheartedly. If you never really decide, it's kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna go into it, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna find yourself so easily discouraged when things don't start going your way. You have to make a conscious decision. No matter what happens, no matter what comes against you, no matter what is in your way, you have decided that no matter what, I'm going to continue to pursue what He has for me and the things that I see and envision for my life. So a lot of people are like, okay sis, so you know, I have a goal in my head, but why do I need to write it down? Why do I need to plan out everything that I need to do do, you know, nothing ever goes as you plan it anyway, so what's the point of writing stuff down? And that is true. So the first reason that you should write your goals down is because it creates efficiency. When you write your goals down, I like to do it in sections, and a really dope thing about Passion Planner is that it has the passion roadmap in the front of the planner. So it gives you your 1 month goal, your 3 month goal, your 1 year goal, and your lifetime goals. When you write your goals down, it makes you set deadlines and due dates for what it is that you need to accomplish. If I say at the end of 2019 that I want to have a successful business, that doesn't mean that on December 1st of 2019 should be when I'm first starting my business. No, because I'm not gonna reach my end goal if I start too late. So when you start writing your goals and your visions down, what it does is it holds you accountable to what it is that you said you're going to do in a specific time frame. So if I say that I want to have a successful business in 2019 and I don't have my business yet, then my first 2 months of the year should probably be constructing the foundation, brand, the logo, the websites, the social media pages, the marketing. Are you going to have ambassadors? Do you need ambassadors? You know what I'm saying? Product samples and things like that. All of the background work would be at the beginning of the year. And then of course doing the actual marketing and the advertising and getting my customers would be like a mid-year thing, and then I will have to do some type of evaluation past that, and then of course, you know, keep adjusting to the evaluations that I'm making for my business in order to say that at the end of the year I've had a successful business. You can't start a business on December 29th of 2019 and expect for it to be successful in the last 3 days, sis. It's not logical. So a Bible verse that applies to what I'm saying, because I told you I'm gonna give y'all goals and I'm gonna give y'all God. Okay, so Proverbs 21:5, the plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty, which means to be diligent about something means to be meticulous about the details. Sometimes people say, you know, oh, I want to start this, or I want to be a YouTuber, or I want to do, you know, whatever your goal is. If you don't know the meticulous details of what it takes to start that organization, to start that business, to start that nonprofit, to start whatever your vision is, if you don't know every single detail that goes on into it, or at least all the details that you know you can come up with in your head, what you've researched about, if you can't take the time to write those things down, then I promise you 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you're gonna miss a step. You're going to miss something that is vital to the foundation of your success if you don't take the time to say, okay, so if I want to start a brand, I need a logo, I need social media, I need a website, I need a PayPal, I need an LLC, I need a wholesale license, I need my vendors, I need my brand ambassadors, I need all of these things. When you write that down, it brings to mind all of the things that a successful company has. Reason number 2 that you should write your goals down for 2019, or just whenever you're starting a new goal, is because it solidifies your direction. So the verse that I have for that is Proverbs 16:9, the heart of a man plans his ways, but the Lord establishes his steps. It solidifies your direction and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And one thing that I want to stress in this point is that you shouldn't get so distraught on the route. You should be focused on the destination. So different people take different ways and different routes to get to their success. And one thing that this generation has a terrible time with is looking on social media and consistently comparing themselves to other people, what other people are accomplishing, how fast they are accomplishing it. And I can't even lie, y'all, that is something that I have personally struggled with, especially when it came to YouTube, and even a little bit when I first started my graphic design company. It was so hard to make content because I felt like I was in competition with everybody else. And it's like, oh, she already has 1 million subscribers and she's 21. Okay, I just turned 22, so I'm behind the curveball. No, when God puts a passion and a vision in your heart, there is a specific lane for you. It does not matter how many people are already doing it. It doesn't matter how big everybody else that already has started is. When you start, there is a lane for you. So don't be distracted and worrying about what everybody else has going. Be obedient to what he places in your heart and what he tells you, and I promise you it's gonna work out. It doesn't have to look like her, because he has something for her, he has something for him, he has something for them, and he has something for you. And the only time that you lose focus of that is when you start focusing on what every single body else is doing and what they have and what they've accomplished, and you aren't even focused on what you have. And sometimes that will create fear in your heart, and it will paralyze you from doing anything, and you can't get things accomplished if you're stuck because you feel like you're already behind. And that's something that I've really had to beat into myself the last couple of months of 2018. It's just that I gotta do me. Like, I have to be Alice and everybody else gets to be them. And the benefit of being myself is all I have to do every single day is wake up and worry about being the best version of Alice that Alice can be. And reason number 3 that you should write your goals down is that it helps you hold yourself accountable, like I said, and it also helps you find other people that are gonna hold you accountable. And this is something that I feel like I'm gonna have to preach on, but the verse that I have for it is Proverbs 11:14, where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. And then I have my real Bible that I do my devotion is the NIV, and that says the victory is won, and I like that a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I like the win. So the victory is won. We have to stop with the me. And I'm telling y'all that because I was like that, especially when I was at school, especially when I was living at Langston, and some of the other things on my channel. When you are by yourself, that is the easiest place for the enemy to attack you, I promise. Because when you don't have a backbone, when you don't have somebody who you can call that's gonna pick you up. And one thing that I see all the time on social media is like, oh, whenever I call my friends, you know, my friends call me when they need stuff, but whenever I call them and, you know, I need stuff, they're not there. You are with the wrong friends. Everybody needs friends, and you need people that are going to be on your journey with you, that can pick you up when you fall, that can drag you along when you don't feel like continuing on, that can motivate you when you don't feel like moving, that can inspire you when you are stuck in a place of doubt or fear. And I always kind of felt like, especially at school, back when I was in college, I always kind of felt like all of the people that I surrounded myself with, they would just use me. They would take, and everything that I was good at, they would use me for. But whenever I was in a place where I was frustrated, or I was depressed, or I was alone, I never had anybody that I genuinely felt like I could call and count on. You need people, like, and we've gotten into this society of like, yes, it's all about me. 2019 is about me. And of course, we all want to get our blessings, and we all want to, you know, build up the things that God has for us, but you need people to do that. Like, there's no company that's just one person. Like, at some point you're gonna need a team. You cannot win championships by yourself, like, period. You need people around you, and building a solid team base is fundamental. It's absolutely fundamental to getting to wherever it is that you want to go. So right now, if you're going into 2019 and you feel like every single friend that you have takes from you and nobody asks from you, I am challenging you to get rid of those friendships. Like, do not hold on to them. And this is like just a side note, but just realize that you don't owe anybody anything. And that's something that I really had to, October was that month for me. It was a month that I had to unfollow a lot of people, and not just people that I knew, even celebrities, because every single time that I would get onto social media, it would bring comparison, it would bring confidence killing, making me doubt myself, this, that, and the other. Like, you don't owe anybody anything. If there's a friendship, if there's a relationship that is completely draining you, cut it off. And there are some people that I got the chance, or now I followed them back because I'm in a healthier mental state where I can deal with seeing it, instead of feeling like, dang, why isn't that me? I can genuinely celebrate their wins. But you have to find people who will get you out of your own head. Like, we are our worst enemies, and sometimes it takes being able to call that friend, or call that mentor, or, you know what I'm saying, call that Bible study group, whatever community, healthy community that you have around you, just to be able to call them and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I'm going through, and I really need some help. And having those people that are willing to drop whatever they're doing just to pour into you because you do the exact same thing for them. And I know it's hard to believe that that exists, but I'm telling you as a living testimony and as a witness that it is. And I think the greatest thing about it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's chasing after the same thing as you, as long as their focus is on the same person, and that's God. A lot of the people now in my life that hold me accountable to the things that I set for myself aren't necessarily YouTubers. We all are in a sense influencers, but we have our own realms. Like, some do blogs, some of Bria does fashion, Kaz does a little bit of fashion and styling. So it's like their visions and their goals for their life are a little bit different than mine, but the thing is that we all have our eyes on the exact same God. And it's so beautiful that I could call anyone, my best friend or my accountability partners, and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, and all of them will say the exact same thing as the first thing. Did you pray about it yet, sis? And then after that, they're gonna give me, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual tools that I need to get up and be like, okay, I can do this. Even if I don't feel like, you know, I can attack the rest of the year. Just having that type of accountability of saying like, hey sis, I haven't seen you post in a month. Hey sis, I haven't seen you in a week. Hey, you know, I haven't seen you doing your devotionals like you have, you know, what's going on? And those types of people that I don't even have to call, they'll call me, because they're holding me accountable to the things that they know that I've set for myself to accomplish. Everybody needs that. Like, when you are isolated, low-key, you'll drive yourself crazy. Like, so yeah, get some people around you that are going to build you up. Period. Last reason why you need to write your goals down is because it helps you with decision making. And I know that that's kind of similar to solidifies direction, but when I'm saying decision making, I'm saying like the day-to-day decisions that need to be made, and that's really to stress sacrifice. And the Bible verse that I have for that, Luke 9:24, for whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for me will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and forfeit their soul? Do not get distracted by what the world is telling you is success, because you have to realize that social media is smoke and mirrors. People are only going to post the best moments of their life. Very rarely, unless you're following somebody that's genuinely just authentic in their journey. Typically that comes from having a very, very strong spiritual tie, that they don't feel vulnerable in their weakness, because, you know what I'm saying, their strength is in the Lord. But that's a whole nother video. People only post the best moments of their life, and people have this idea that because people have money, or because people are in a relationship, or they have obtained the things that you're wanting to obtain, that they have peace, that they have trust, and that they have sanity. And that is not always the truth. Money and having a big entourage does not mean that you are at peace at night. And I think the biggest thing that anybody can have is the ability to go to sleep with absolutely nothing on their conscience. So it's really about the day-to-day decisions, pretty much saying pick up your cross and follow me, which is one of the daily verses this month. If you guys have the Bible app, like this video, because you know they have little daily verses, but I know that was a verse this month. Pick up your cross and follow me. When you are chasing purpose, when you are chasing success, there are places that you cannot go. There are people that you cannot hang with. There are opportunities that you cannot take and indulge in, because every single decision that you make, whether it's minimal, whether it's small or it's big, it plays a part in the picture that you are trying to paint for your life. And so I know sometimes we kind of get into the details where it's like, oh, I kind of feel like I can slide by with this, or I can kind of slide by with that. Every single decision that you make, once you have decided, we're going back to point one, when you made the decision that this is what I want for my life, you have to miss a couple parties, you have to miss a couple kickbacks, you have to miss a couple of friendships, you have to cut a couple people off, and those are day-to-day sacrifices that you have to make. And because everybody around you, which is why I said accountability is good, and having people that are chasing after whatever it is that they're chasing after in their life is just as important, having those people around you. If you have people that are around you and they're not really chasing anything in their life, they're kind of just satisfied with where they're at, they will never understand what that sacrifice looks like. They will not understand why you can't go. They will feel like you're a square, oh, you're being lame, oh, it doesn't take all of that, oh, you're doing too much. But they don't understand that every single decision that you make, not just the big ones, not just the ones that are the difference between a social media post or not, every single decision that you make, how you treat people on a day-to-day basis, how you talk to people on a day-to-day basis, the little minimal decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis have to be in the right place in order for you to achieve it. And it's the little steps matter just as much as the big steps. And you don't want to be stuck in a place where you are repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, because God is trying to beat something into you or teach you something that he needs for you to learn in order for you to achieve your purpose. Because you're so busy trying to cheat the process that, you know what I'm saying, even if he gave you what it is that you're chasing after, you wouldn't even be ready for it, because the foundation of what he was trying to establish in you never got built, because you wanted to cheat the program. I did a little acronym of what plan is, so you know, God's plan. So the P is for your purpose, of course. What is it in your heart that you believe you're supposed to be doing with your life, the way that you're going to be impacting others and making a difference in others' lives. The L is for the living sacrifice, like I said, the day-to-day decisions that you have to make on a day-to-day basis. A, of course, accountability. Everybody needs it. You need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to find people that are going to hold you accountable. And then, of course, going into 2019, nobody ever talks about this, but the N is for the needs of others. You are not supposed to be the end all, keep all of your blessing. It is supposed to flow through you, not come to you. So there are people around you that you are supposed to impact, and they are supposed to see a light in you that calls them to the exact same thing. And shows them that they need to start achieving their own purpose. So whatever you do, always give back. Like, don't be so caught up on trying to be popular and famous that you forget to thank people, that you forget to be kind to people, that you forget to be a blessing to somebody else just because you were blessed for your obedience. I hope that you guys had a great new year, and I hope that you guys are going into it with a right mindset to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve this year. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next Coffee Cream Girl video. What's good in the hood?